I am using my Stallion Swimming for the girls 2014. See, I'm the coach. My season journal. I haven't done too much with it because I haven't written. But that's neither here nor there. Now, your interactive notebook is a textbook. It is your own personal textbook with your own personal style attached to it. It is going to be a place where you put all your notes. It's going to be a place where you put all your work. It's going to be a place where you can always go and get any piece of information that you really want to. Now, front cover. We're going to go front cover. We're going to go inside front cover. We're going to go front page, first couple pages, and then we're going to get about 10 pages in, and I'm going to show you how I set up my interactive notebook. Front cover, you're going to put whatever you want to. For my first hour trig, oh, hold on 1 second. Alright, there we go. Alright, this thing freezes up all the time. Just deal with it. That's what I always say. Just deal with it. When you got a problem, just figure out how to solve it. It's a good life lesson. This is what I decorated. I put an angle. I should put Sokotoa or something on there. But this is my first hour trig notebook. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. And I'll just use this as an example. I don't want to use that one. Hey, the script writers for my videos, they're not very good. You can decorate the front of your notebook however you want to. Some things that you might want to do is well, I would recommend strongly, is make sure that you put the class that you're in, the hour that you're in, so you can look at it, unless you color code this and you know exactly what you're going to do. So I put first hour trigonometry first semester 2014-2015, and I put an angle there. And since this is going to be a good thing to do, so Toa. That's only part of trig. It's a small part of trig, but it's a part of trig. If you remember Sokotoa, you pretty much can build a lot of stuff. Now, inside cover. Woo! Here's what I did. I said, this is where, if you think of that Progressive commercial where the pig goes to get car insurance, this is where you put all your pertinence. I put my name, Mr. Fordori, that's me. I put my textbook number in there. That is the barcode. So I'll put. So if someone tries to steal your book, you always have the barcode. Yeah, I know we signed you in, and they're going to get caught, and they're going to get in trouble, but it's always good to have a backup. Calculator number, so you always know what your calculator number is. If you forget that, you can look at inside cover. Hey, I'm calculator 15. I'll go get 15. Now, I also, probably just like some of your other teachers, I use math partners. And I give out a sheet like this, and we pick our partners. This is the infinity symbol. This is the triangle or the delta. We can use it either way. This is the sigma, which kind of means sum of a bunch of stuff. That's the Greek letter S. Whenever you get into S's, you're talking about sums. There's a Roman S. That's a sum, but you'll see that in calculus. And that's an angle. And this is just like clock partners. So for example, I have a wonderful student in my first hour named Casey. Casey is my infinity partner. So I wrote Casey on my sheet because I know when I need to go to my infinity partner, I need to go see Casey. And on her sheet, she wrote Mr. Fordori. So she knows that I'm her infinity partner. And you do that, and you make sure you got all that. You can put that right down here if you like. You could tape it down. You could do whatever you got to do. But I said you could also just kind of write that stuff up here and write the names as you go. So you have it in case this, for some reason, disappears. Because I know papers never disappear, but sometimes they do. Alright, so on the inside, you do your pertinence. first hour, Mr. Four-door D15. So if someone opens this up, they know exactly where you're supposed to go. This is for my trig class, like I said. Other important information for the class. Right now I don't have any. This is a living, breathing document. So this changes. We can add things. We can put whatever we want to. I have my class set up in pods, so if you want to put your pod number, go right ahead. If you want to put, I don't know, anything that you need to do that's pertinent towards the class, not anything extraneous and stupid and nuts. I don't care who your favorite band is, unless it's like Anthrax or Metallica. Other than that, keep this semi-professional so you know what you're doing. Now, here's the fun part. On your first page, I numbered this page number 1. I numbered this page number 0. The inside cover was number 0. We're going to use everything in here. The first page, and I'll even highlight it because I'm that kind of guy, is a table of contents. Let's kind of set this up. And since I put a 1 up here, I put this little sentence down there, end on an odd, and you'll understand what I mean in a second. You will take 3 pages, 1, 2, and 3, and I numbered up to page 77. I got this one is a college or a wide ruled, so hopefully I have enough pages, and if not, I will be able to add more, because that's the cool thing. I'll be able to add more. Second page, third page are also table of contents. So here's another table of contents. Here's another table of contents. So your first 3 pages, there's page 3. There's page, I didn't even put a page 2 because I usually number by the odds only. But if I wanted to, I can put a page 2 as I go along, and I would suggest you do that as well, because sometimes you flip through and you're looking at the odds. I flip through like this, and I look at the odds this way. Sometimes people flip, left-handers, right-handers. Everybody does stuff different. So I did that. Now, for the next 4 pages, I dedicated these 4 pages to academic vocabulary. These are term specific to this class, and I am pretty much going to only use new terms that are in the trig class for this. Now, for my geometry classes, I'm probably going to dedicate 6 pages to this. For my Algebra 2, I'm probably going to dedicate 6 pages to academic vocabulary. For trig, I'm probably only going to dedicate 4. So, if I go over to these 4 pages, page 4 is academic vocabulary. Page 5 is academic vocabulary. Page 6, and my highlighter's dying already. Second, third, whatever is it, 4th day of school, highlighter's dying. Academic vocabulary and academic vocabulary. We will do things. We will do Frere models. We will do Venn diagrams. We will do all sorts of stuff to help with the academic vocabulary. But I have 4 dedicated pages to academic vocabulary here. Now, if I need to have more than these 4, since I asked my kids to get a 5-subject notebook, look at all those pages that I have. Now, once you get done with academic vocabulary, I'll be honest, I am probably going to be skipping the intelligence tests, how do you learn, what color are you, and all that kind of stuff, because there are going to be so many different ways that we approach the subject matter that we do, that we will be hitting every type of learning style that we have. And that's important, that we hit people's strong suits, but you can't hit everybody's strong suit on every day. We're going to try our best. Now, as you can see, I have page 8 and 9 already filled in. This was kind of an introduction. Special right triangles and special right triangles. And the reason why it's on 2 pages is because let's go to page 8 and 9. Here's page 8 and 9. Now let me zoom out. Alright, I guess that zoomed out. Let me do that. Alright. Your notebook is going to be used as these 2 pieces of paper are one big canvas for the ideas that you're going to do. Some people are going to put the new ideas on one side and the examples on the other side. New ideas are considered inputs. So you're going to have an input side. And what I did here was I did a special right triangle, the 45, 45, 90 right triangle. I did in the primary color, which was black ink, and I did the 1, and the square root of 2. But in a secondary color, I outlined the square because when we can create this, we create a 45, 45, 90 triangle from a square. And then I did a Pythagorean theorem here, where if you start with the simplest number for your side, the 1 and the 1, you can always figure out that the other side is square root of 2 by just doing a simple Pythagorean theorem. Then I did a circle M. Circle M is an indication. This is something that you should memorize. I just came up with that when I did that, so I'll do a circle M by things that I think that students should memorize. Now, then we did a 30, 60, 90 triangle. I did another circle M. I did this a little bit different. I used to teach this where this hypotenuse, and I know this doesn't matter, was a 1, this was a 1/2, and this ended up being square root of 3 over 2. And that didn't really work so well. It's so much nicer when you use 2, 1, square root of 3, because it's 1, 2, 3. The biggest number's 2, so it goes on the biggest side. Smallest number's 1, goes on the smallest side, opposite the smallest angle, right there. And then you can do, if you forget, a simple Pythagorean theorem, which I did right here. And I used a box, an empty box, for the side that I was missing, and found out that it's square root of 3. So this side is always your note side. Now, I did just a really quick example where I said, alright, here's what you got. You got a special right triangle that you know, and I gave them the 4. And I said, what are the lengths of the other sides? And kind of went through a really quick one and said, hey, well, the original is 2, so if that's 4, it's 2 times something has to be equal to 4. Well, that's a 2. So we determined that this was a scalar problem, where the scale factor is a 2. And so I multiply 1 by 2, and I get a 2, so this side, which is normally 1, became a 2. This side, which is normally square root of 3 times 2, is 2 times the square root of 3. So now I have special right triangles examples, and all I have to do is open it up right here, and I have it all in front of me, so I have one big blank sheet. Now we're going to have foldables here, we're going to have graphic organizers here, we're going to have all sorts of stuff. Sometimes I'm just going to throw some regular traditional lecture at you. We're going to be all over the place with the different types of ways of learning. And you just keep on going and make sure you number that. What I'm going to tell my students is that the first 2 pages, or the first 2 sections, we're going to keep for notes for sure. And pretty much the third one too. The second group here is where we start doing homework. And you're going to do homework here, and you're going to do homework here. So homework is always in the same place. Now, on the final sheet, the last sheet, I know if you've ever been in Mr. Lindsay's Algebra 2, he talks about a blue sheet, or a blue page of notes. So this is going to be like your formula sheet. So we're going to use the inside back cover as a formula sheet, and then we're going to use the back cover as a formula sheet. So when we have all sorts of new things here, for example, the first one, you might want to put Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or you can even say leg 1 squared plus leg 2 squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. And now you have your first formula, and then you kind of box it off so it doesn't run into something else. And then we box them, and we're going to have a formula sheet that you can always go and refer to for a formula. And there are a lot of formulas. There are a lot of formulas in trig, there's a lot of formulas in geometry and algebra 2, and we are going to be dealing with all of them. And so you'll be able to put them there, and if you run out of space there, you can always kind of move back. And reserved, you can say this is reserved like for more formulas if needed. So some of the big highlights: front page, do whatever you want with it. Front cover, inside cover, put your pertinents, make a table of contents, and make sure you label each thing so you can have quick access. Leave some space for at least 4 pages for academic vocabulary. For some of my other classes that I know that I'm going to be out vocab heavy, I'm going to go with 6. And then start labeling the big ideas. I'm only going to be doing this for big ideas. So special right triangles, I need to go to page 8. There's page 8, there's my special right triangles, there's my one, there's my other one, here's examples. You have everything out in front of you. Then page 9 is here. When I said end on an odd, this section ends on page 9 because it's 8 and 9 are together. It's one page. So we have that going. 8 and 9 are together. 10 and 11, I didn't put a 10 there, I'll put a 10 there right now. So 10 and 11 go together. So the next new idea is going to be here with examples over here. And we're going to move from there. And then you always open it and you always have 2 pages. If you're left-handed, you may want to put all your notes on this side and all your examples here, because you'll be writing your examples like this, because maybe it'll be a little bit more difficult when you're writing like this and covering up all your notes. And so you can write all your notes here, and you can write your notes on the right side, but you're writing your examples on the left side. It is up to you, whatever makes you feel happy. So that is a quick setup on how to set up your interactive notebooks. As we go through the school year, I will be throwing up some more ideas that you can use for your interactive notebooks, and I hope that you have a spectacular 2014-2015, and since I'm not going to record this again, any other school year that we may possibly be in. Have a great year, and if you need any help, come and see me, Mr. Forradori in D15.